Welcome to the Homeownership podcast presented by Movementum Realty, located in Hanover, Massachusetts. This series covers all things real estate and the best practices for buying, selling, and owning property. Now here is your host, Sean Maloney.
Welcome to episode 220, Are Home Inspections Required? I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thanks for joining me this week. This week I want to talk to you guys about a question that constantly gets asked and confused. The idea of, are inspections required? Who's requiring them? Is it the bank? Is it the mortgage provider? Who is it? Why is it? Well, the truth is, there is no requirement of home inspection in the state of Massachusetts. The home inspection is simply a choice. The one that people often confuse it with is the home appraisal. If you're using a bank, most of the time, you're going to see the appraisal required. During the appraisal, there are certain things, depending on the type of loan you have, especially VA and FHA, that can make that appraisal have an issue, such as improper grading, rotten wood, peeling and chipping paint, missing handrails, broken systems, bad roofs, and other things. This is not the home inspection, though. Again, this is something that happened during the appraisal. So having a home inspection is not a requirement when buying a home. If you feel confident with doing so, you can do it. That said, buying a home without a home inspection is not advisable. And remember, this is the big boy, big girl world where when you buy that home, it's yours. So if there's problems that come up in the future, those are your problems. The home inspection is your time to properly look over the house. They call it your due diligence period, right? So we take time to look over the entire house. The home inspection isn't just to show us what's wrong with the house. It's to show us what type of maintenance we have coming up. It's to show us where different valves, switches, knobs are that are important to the home. And for us as a home buyer to get a better understanding of what we're getting ourselves into. The truth is, I've worked in real estate my whole life. I can't, make this a law or a rule, but I've seen new houses that have great inspections. I've seen new houses have bad inspections. I've seen old houses that have great home inspections. I've seen old houses that have terrible home inspections. I've had great home inspectors. I've had terrible home inspectors. The thing is, hire the right home inspector, and at least they're going to thoroughly go through the home, and you're going to get back a report that tells you everything going on in that house. If you feel savvy enough that you're going to skip over it, again, just keep in mind that if there are future problems, that is going to be on you. So while it's a powerful way to improve an offer waiving a home inspection, it also lingers the question, why is the seller so excited about the no inspection offer? Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody that owns a home loves the idea of no inspection. Why? Because whatever the original offer was, it's pretty solid that the house is going to close at that. We all know when we go through the home inspection period, there might be some renegotiation and the deal can possibly die. So I'm not saying that every seller, but if you see sellers that are hyper excited about no inspection offers, chances are that means that they think that there's something wrong with the home. Massachusetts is a known material defect state, which means that if we have known material defects, we must disclose them. But that's going based on the system that everyone's honest and everyone's worried about the law. Do people speed? Do people not wear their seatbelt? Do people wear helmets every time they ride a bike? There are lots of rules and laws that are out there that people break. So when it comes to home inspections and understanding it, having a home inspection is better off because if they didn't disclose a defect, at least you have one more party between you and ownership that could catch that little fault that could end up being a lot of money. What I always say to people when they're talking about waiving home inspections is, do you understand how much a roof costs? Do you understand how much windows cost? How much siding costs? What a heating system costs? If the answer is no, you should either get educated about it before waiving your home inspection or get educated about it and decide that, yes, I'm going to waive it. Because if you don't understand the costs involved with having something wrong, you certainly are a candidate for a home inspection because then you're at least going to pull estimates and find out what that process looks like and what type of money it takes. Because remember, when you buy a house, you have the home loan and you're going to be making those payments. After you buy the house, you have your own money or your credit cards. So this is a place where you can get into debt really, really quickly in not having the correct cash or capital, free cash around to pay for those repairs, such as a leaky roof or a window that needs replacement or a boiler that goes bad. we got to remember that home inspector is there to help us cushion the blow of buying a home. Every single home is going to have problems over time. Every single home is going to have maintenance over time. Understanding those maintenances and problems is a huge part of finding success in buying a home. There's a couple different ways people put home inspections out there. One of them is just your typical Massachusetts Association of Realtor contract to purchase form, which says that the results must be satisfactory to the buyer, or they have the right to renegotiate or to leave the transaction with their deposit. What is satisfactory results? Well, that's a really loosely defined thing, so that's why some sellers are so scared of that type of home inspection. The next one up would be subject to fixed costs. So this one says, if I have a home inspection and I don't find, say we'll make up a number, $2,000 or $5,000 worth of problems, I'm going to move forward without negotiation or changing the terms of this deal. This way gives them a surefire number of, hey, this person is not just going to be unsatisfied. If they come up with X amount of problems, we're going to renegotiate. So when we do those ones, we're going to get a contractor out to give us estimates, and it's a combination of all problems added up to a total of the repair bill. So if we said $5,000 and there was a window, a door, a roof, and a heating system, maybe it adds up to it. But if it was just a window and a door, it might not add up to the $5,000, meaning that it does not add up and we can't negotiate. Last is waiving the home inspection. Again, most risky one, but to a seller, is it attractive? Of course, like I said, everyone knows there's something wrong with their house in some way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of whether they really have bad problems. Excited sellers that are really, really excited about waived home inspection sometimes is a flagger that there is some sort of issue. But that said, guys, you need to go with what you're comfortable with. Waiving a home inspection, it's suggested to bring over a contractor, bring over anyone that you're going to have work for you, bring over family and friends, have other eyes so you can see everything. Putting together one subject to fixed cost, think about your own budget. What can you do? What can't you do? If you can't, and it's okay, guys, just have a regular home inspection. It's okay. You may not get every house. I know that's a difficult thought, and maybe it is the right situation for you to waive it. But know that, yes, you're allowed your home inspection, and no, it is not required. I hope this helps you, the home buyer, better understand the home buying process and some of the rules and regulations behind it. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you haven't already done so, make sure to pound that subscribe button. Also, share this great podcast with all your friends and family. I appreciate you, and have a great week. Thank you again.